evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Queen City Forward at Packard Place. Thank you all for coming. My name is Charles Thomas. I'm the Executive Director of Queen City Forward. I'm so excited to have everybody here tonight. And so we're going to just share a little bit about who we are and what we do. And I'm excited because we have Adam here, who's here with Packard Place. He's going to tell us a little bit about Packard Place, and then we're going to move forward. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Charles. As Charles mentioned, my name is Adam Hill. I'm the director here at Packard Place. Packard Place is a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship here in uptown Charlotte. We have a number of different incubators like Queen City Forward that are sort of launching and getting up and running in the building. We're really happy to have Queen City. We're excited that all of you showed up for their launch. There's lots of great things happening, including Queen City. So if you want to get some more information, come, please find me after. Don't want to take too much of your time, so I'll let Charles get started.
Great, thanks. Yeah. And it's my pleasure tonight to also have Christopher Gergen, who's the founder of Bull City Forward in Durham, which is the forerunner to Queen City Forward. So we're excited to have him here tonight as well.
Thanks very much, Charles. It is great to have everyone here. Really, really excited about this. Who's fired up for Queen City Forward? This has been something that we have been working on for a while now. And when you first start an idea like this, and the whole idea is to be able to bring together a community of people who want to change the world and give them the skills and the tools and the resources and the community to be able to help them achieve that full potential, right? So as a result of that, we are slowly starting to build out this community. But it requires an entire team to be able to pull that together. And we have a great team that we've been able to pull together in Durham to be able to create the initial model, which is Bull City Forward. And we've got a number of them over here. I heard them over here. So can I see a quick show, you know, the Bull City Forward team? Get a little shout out over there. All right, great. Thank you. That was sort of weak, guys.
Maybe they're tired. They're tired from the drive.
I know that group. But also there have been so many different people here in Charlotte who said, you know what, Charlotte is a place where we have the potential to be able to build this kind of community. And Queen City Forward would be a terrific catalyst for this conversation. And when we first started this conversation, of course, there were a number of people who were involved. Sharon is somewhere in this crowd. Where's Sharon? There she is.
Yep.
Sharon brought a lot of her energy to it. A number of other people brought a lot of energy to it that Charles is going to call out in just a second. But it's really important for us in this effort was to be able to find an outstanding leader. So you all can appreciate how important it is to have somebody who can bring inspiration, passion, a personal story, and a personal conviction to this work. And to speak with real authenticity about the power of change making. And who lives it day in and day out. And has lived that day in and day out over the course of his life, or her life. And we were exceptionally happy to be able to find Charles in this journey. It has made a huge difference to our efforts. And so in partnership with John Paul Smith, he's been able to really help drive a lot of things. He's been able to bring so much of his energy and passion and Charlotte connections and relationships to bear. These guys have created a dynamic duo that is starting to grow. And it's really important that we focus on three things now, right? We're just getting started. But the only way this is going to be successful is if you join us in this effort. And the three things that we're really focused on right now, that Charles will elaborate upon, is we want you to be part of our community. And so you will see around here membership forms. We are looking for people who have bright ideas for positive social change. And we are looking for people to come in and help support those bright ideas. And so we would encourage you to pick up a membership form and become a member of Bull City Forward. We also encourage you to spread the word. Visibility is really important here. One of the reasons why we're so excited to be here in the Packard Place, and Adam, it's great to be partners with you and with Dan Roselli and his wife Sarah. Where's Sarah? I saw her earlier. There she is. Who are the real visionaries behind Packard Place, are really helping to make Uptown this entrepreneurial hub that we're so excited to be part of. But we want to help. We need your help in terms of visibility. And then third is that we need to properly capitalize this idea. We need to give it the funds and resources it needs to be able to grow. So without further ado, I want to bring Charles back on. And I gotta say, Charles, it is awesome to be doing this with you.
Thanks.
I'm really excited about what you're bringing to this table and the fact that we were able to bring this many people into this room right now, which is great.
Cool. Thank you so much, Christopher. So my passion and journey around social entrepreneurship began a few years ago as the Director of Education at the Light Factory Contemporary Museum of Photography and Film. From my experiences there, I got a chance to work with a variety of people from different backgrounds, had a chance to travel some students to different places in the world, and learned that with a small shift or focus or change in our focus or the lens through which we see the world, we can change our perspective and possibly solve some of the challenges that we have that we're facing in our community. And I read the story of an economist in Bangladesh called Muhammad Yunus. Have you guys ever heard of Muhammad Yunus? Yeah. He's the founder of the Grameen Bank, who was walking through a market in Bangladesh one day and talked to some women that were struggling to start their businesses and asked them, what do they need? And of course, I'm sure a lot of you in the room would probably think of what that would be. They said that we need capital in order to start our business, in order to grow our business. So Mr. Yunus asked them, and there was 40 women that he asked, how much money in total do you need? And he totaled it up, and it was $25. And he reached into his pocket, and he gave that money to those 40 women. And from that idea, he realized, and those 40 women within 6 months to 12 months paid him back in full, owned the resources to their business, and were able to start a business and help their community and their family. And from that idea, he grew the Grameen Bank, which is an international bank now, and which is soon moving to Charlotte. We'll actually have a branch here in Charlotte that we're excited that we're almost there, but we'll soon have here in Charlotte, giving loans to folks that are underserved and low income. So with just a shift in focus, Mr. Yunus was able to start a whole new movement around microfinance. And that's what we're doing here with Queen City Forward. The whole idea is to harness and bring together all the social entrepreneurs in Charlotte and to look at some of the challenges that we face and to work together to solve them in ways that use business principles that involve for-profit and nonprofit models and that's sustainable. So I always like to stop and make sure that folks know what social entrepreneurship means. So let me give a quick definition. So a social entrepreneur or a social enterprise is an organization that can be a nonprofit or for-profit organization that uses business principles and models to solve challenges. So examples that we have here in Charlotte are Goodwill Industries, which is a nonprofit organization. We have Girls on the Run, which was founded by Molly Barker, which I'm sure you all are familiar with. We have King's Kitchen, which is right up the street. And then we have Encore Catering, which catered our food tonight, which is the revenue arm of the Community Culinary Kitchen. And then in a for-profit level, and the food is awesome, thank you. On a for-profit level, we might have Ben & Jerry's or Tom's Shoes or Burt's Bees in the Raleigh-Durham area. And all of these organizations are working to have what we call a double or a triple bottom line, where they're trying to have profits and they're also having a positive social impact. And tonight, there are a few social entrepreneurs in this room, and I'm so excited. I've met quite a few of them, and a few of them have a badge on that's because they're members of Queen City Forward, and we're going to hear from one of our members in just a little bit. And so we have Urban Equity Advisors. That's one of our first space members right here with Rashad Davis, and they focus on retrofitting commercial property in a sustainable way. And so just like the idea of Muhammad Yunus in the market of Bangladesh, our entrepreneurs are struggling for the resources they need in order to grow and thrive. And that's where Queen City Forward comes in. We connect social entrepreneurs that are growth-oriented to the resources and the relationships they need to grow and thrive. And the ways that we do that is by offering space. So behind me is our co-share space that is based upon the Durham Bull City Forward model, where we offer our entrepreneurs an opportunity to have space in Uptown Charlotte. We also connect our entrepreneurs to talent at the university level as well as mentors, and we connect them to capital. So there's a couple of really cool opportunities that we have aligned ourselves with here in Charlotte. One of them is the Seed 20 competition, as well as the Charlotte Venture Challenge. And if you haven't heard of the Charlotte Venture Challenge, it's a competition for entrepreneurs where you put forward your idea, you're coached in how to pitch your idea, and the finalists have an opportunity to win prizes. And so the Ben Craig Center is a sponsor of that, and Queen City Forward is sponsoring the Social Entrepreneurship Track. And that application is due next week. So any of you social entrepreneurs in the room, definitely go and apply for that. And so if I can, I'd like to introduce a couple of our members who are already a part of the Queen City Forward community. And so is Melissa here? So here we have Melissa Mummert, who is our first member of Queen City Forward. And she has a company that's called Second Helping, and she's going to tell you a little bit about that and possibly all the wonderful opportunities she has.
Good evening. I spend a lot of my time in jails and prisons, so this is kind of a different venue for me. And in my work over the last 10 years in jails and prisons, I started hearing the same story over and over again, which was about, I can't get a job. I apply and apply, but I can't get a job. And so I got tired of hearing that after a decade. And so, inspired by social enterprises like Homeboy Industries and others who are taking gang members and former inmates and creating jobs, I decided, let's create some jobs for these people. So it sounded like a really good idea. And I went to the board of my nonprofit, Change Choices, and said, let's do this. And they said, great. And it was going great for the first 6 months or so. And we kind of tapped our resources in our network, and we got to a certain level, and then we kind of stopped. We kind of hit that place where we knew we were comfortable. I'm a minister by training. I'm not a business person, but I had this passion and I had this dream. And then, like from out of the blue, this email came from this man who used to come and guest speak as parenting in my parenting classes at the jail. And so I already knew of his power because he would captivate this room of 30 inmates. And he reached out and said, hey, what are you doing with this business? What's going on? Let me tell you about what I'm doing in Queen City Forward. So I brain dumped on him and just said, so we got this idea, we want to start coffee carts. Put women to work on coffee carts who are coming out of prison. Give them a new chance, give them a new life. And we need some money, and we need connections, and we don't have them. And he said, let me tell you about Queen City Forward. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to take people like you who have dreams, who have passion, who have heart, who want to do something in the world, and we're going to equip them with knowledge, with connections, with expertise, and most importantly, with a community. And all of a sudden, I started feeling a lot less lonely and a lot more, it was like this very tall angel had descended from on high. And I was like, really?
Thank goodness it was you.
I know.
And he said, and well, it's $45 a month. I'm like, that is so much less than my therapist bill. Where do I sign up?
Nice.
So I gladly became the first member, and November 30th, 2011, we launched our first coffee cart. SecondHelpingCharlotte.org. Please check us out. We have 2 women working on that coffee cart, Monique and Candace. Candace is taking care of her children for the first time in 5 years because of that little coffee cart. And we want to see coffee carts all over the city. 50, 100, as many people that need jobs, we want coffee carts. And we can't do that alone. So we are now connected to this incredible community, and we look forward to working with every single one of you who can help make our vision a reality and change the world for good. And it's so much fun. So thank you.
Great, thank you. And real quick, and I'll have another member speak, Melissa failed to mention that she is a semi-finalist in the Seed 20 competition, which was created by Social Venture Partners, which is one of our strategic partners. And so if you want to hear and see Melissa pitch her idea, please, on March 6th, Go to seed20.org. She'll be pitching with the finalists and have an opportunity to win up to $15,000, as well as to connect to other investors and foundations in the room. So we're very excited about Melissa's participation in that. So now I'm going to have Trish come up, who's the latest member that we just brought into Queen City Forward. So we had our first member with Melissa, and Trish is our latest member.
Thank you. Thanks. Good to see everybody here. Much like Melissa, my life has been spent in a prison as well. A little bit different. I teach middle school science. So that's where I've been for the past 15 years. Yeah, not all that different. In many ways. My journey, as Melissa was speaking, I felt so connected to what she was saying. I looked over at my friend and was like, does this sound familiar to you? Although I got my kickstart a little bit different. My husband Eric, who's here tonight, was actually diagnosed with a brain tumor in October of 2010. And at this point in my story, I always tell everybody, he's fine. He's great. He's doing wonderful. We are blessed. And it was out of that absolute change in my reality that I realized I had something bigger to do in this world. And so I wanted to find a way to make a difference. And the way that I did that was to begin a very small grassroots nonprofit called Roar Rockstars. Roar Rockstars, and it gained a lot of speed, and we have lots of little rock stars around Charlotte that we are serving. These are children who are facing cancer, who needed help bridging the gap academically when they were homebound into their transition back at school. We have provided private tutoring. We have offered some really rockin' technology with iPads and Nooks, and it's been amazing. We've had some kids actually go in ahead of their peers when they go back to school. Fantastic. And just like Melissa, we hit a ceiling where we said, we want to go bigger, but how are we going to get there? And I am just a 5th grade science teacher at a local middle school. And my angel was certainly Charles, but more specifically was a smaller angel in John Paul, and in size, certainly not in angelic status. And he too let me brain dump. And so at one point I think I said, if you need me to stop talking, just tell me. But I dumped what I wanted to do, and what I want to do is serve children facing extended illness so that they can walk confidently and optimistically through their journey as lifelong learners. And we have very recently secured a 2-year pilot program with Levine Children's Hospital to do just that. We are also in negotiations with Penn State Hershey Medical Center to do the same thing. And another little plug, we pulled in Discovery Education with a local contact, Bill Goodwin, who, if you don't know Bill, he's a fantastic member of this community. So we are moving and shaking, and as a 5th grade science teacher, that couldn't be more scary, considering I've never heard of a business plan or a marketing plan or a website designer or whatever else. So John Paul and Charles have provided me with more contacts than I could possibly contact in a given day. I have had meetings with fantastic people like Alan Fitzpatrick, who works here and has taken his time to sit with me over coffee and send me links and ideas and all kinds of wonderful things. Again, I could probably go on and on and on gushing, but for somebody like me who wants desperately to make a difference, not just in Charlotte, but I'll say it, nationwide, this is the kind of incubator, this is the kind of community that is absolutely invaluable to me and what we're trying to do. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Your name or your...
What? What do I need? I need money. No, seriously, I need money. What I need I need guidance. I need, in all seriousness, I need business people to say to me, yeah, you've got an idea here. Yeah, you've got 2 big clients. Yeah, you've got a corporate partnership. Let's get our arms around this animal.
Right now.
Okay, we're in. Let's get our arms around this animal. Let's figure out how this is scalable. Let's figure out how we can communicate this message of need. It is an unmet need nationwide. 20% of our children face extended illness, and they are not being served adequately, although they deserve to be served adequately. So I will take any advice, any guidance, and any money that you might like to give.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Trish. So at this time, and wrapping up, I just want to give some thanks. I want to thank Duke Energy, Fifth Third Bank, and Foundation for the Carolinas. They were our founding funders. I also want to thank our leadership team. There's some folks, again, with badges that were critical to Queen City Forward getting started and being here today. I also want to thank Executive Wines, which donated the wine that you're drinking tonight. So a lot of wonderful supporters. So again, as Christopher mentioned, how do you get involved? Number one, become a member. Recognize yourself as a social entrepreneur or refer social entrepreneurs to us. Number two, you can volunteer your time. We're looking for advisory board members as well as folks to help us on a day-to-day basis. And then number three, invest in Queen City Forward. There are some cards that you all will receive as you're leaving that talk about membership and talk about getting involved in Queen City Forward. So help us to continue this movement. It's a movement for all of us, and I'm so excited to have all of you here tonight. So let's raise our glasses and let's give a toast to the launch of Queen City Forward. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night.
Awesome.